Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steven Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? It's the moonwalking, trash talking princess of Staten Island. I want to remind you all that Mela is money, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Just keep watching Going In the Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're Going In Raw.
Hey, Rendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steven Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts can be found. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button and the notify bell right next to it to make sure you're always getting your new Going In Raw notifications so that you can have your voice heard in the community tab whenever we post cool
notifications
polls there. We're also available, like I said, wherever fine audio podcasts can be heard. If you're using one of those podcast apps, doesn't matter which one, be sure to leave us a rating, review, or a comment and hit subscribe next to Going In Raw. That also helps boost the exposure of the show. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steven Larson. We've had 3 new patrons join the family: Philip Prochaska, KJ Turner, and Mark O'Shea. Welcome to the Going In Raw Patreon family.
Welcome, thank you.
It's a really great way to help support Going In Raw. You would be absolutely stunned at just how far $1 a month goes
far.
Just yesterday, I posted for $1 and up patrons a link to the Discord group, which is a fantastic wrestling community of Mutant Underground dwellers, which I am currently Intercontinental ruler over. I am the Intercontinental Champion there.
That'll probably change soon.
And I plan to remain Intercontinental Champion. Now, it's a great group, and it's got a great group of mods over there. And I sort of try to keep half an eye on the Discord group.
Why only half? Why not a full?
Flame Spitter here said, have we had to use the botch prompt? I don't know what it's called when they do the little thing. It brings up a thing.
Oh, I don't know how Discord works.
It's like a command. I think it's a command. It's a command.
Oh, all
and
right.
then it brings up a thing.
Oh.
And it said, Flame Spitter here said, have we seen a botch in a while? And Cody Miles said, it's been 2 days. They've had a good week so far.
New record.
Exactly.
We're finally learning how to do this stuff, I guess.
Cody Miles asked in the Discord, any update on the Wrestling Podcast Awards? We really pushed it hard in here for you guys. Thank you very much for that. I feel self-conscious about pushing ourselves.
Yeah. I'll push, we
retweeted the thing.
Yeah, and we'll push the idea of it.
Mm-hmm,
we'll
sure.
push, shows that we support. Yeah, but I don't feel like lobbying to get a podcast award. I mean, if we win, great. I'm not anti it. It's just I just feel weird lobbying.
When a bunch of people, we need a publicist. When a bunch of people sort of were retweeting us in response to the call for nominees.
Oh, that was great.
I was very grateful, very happy about that.
Exactly.
But when then the nominees came out, it's like, okay, time to vote, people. I'm not really a campaigner.
No, nor am I. I'm not going to campaign.
Hey, look, there's a thing called the Wrestling Podcast Awards. If you want to vote for us in any of the number of categories we're nominated in, have at it.
Yeah, there's also a lot of other really good podcasts out there that are worth
you know what?
voting
No,
for,
vote for the Married Marks.
Yeah,
I like them. They're good.
Yeah, they're great
because they're great people.
Yes, they are.
I don't know if the local 3 Count podcast was nominated or not. They're our local friendos, and they do a terrific wrestling podcast. I think their primary distribution outlet is SoundCloud.
Gotcha.
A lot of kids these days are on the SoundCloud.
SoundCloud bios, yes.
Check out 3 Count podcast.
Also, Busted Wide Open. Some other friends of ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Down in Southern California.
Vote for them.
Yeah,
we're fine.
Yeah,
we're doing
vote for
good.
them.
We're fine, dude. Go. Married Marks, 3 Count, Busted Wide Open. Go vote for them.
Yes.
We don't need that. Anyways, so that's really cool. Yeah. So Alex C here says, anywhere else have a bunch of great mods? Well, the Friendoverse on Facebook, and then Alex C, you're supposed to be doing moderation and live.
Why is he stretching himself thin by being in multiple platforms at once?
He's too much. I might take away his Blue Wrench. I'm joking. I'm not going to do that.
Don't do that. Married Marks is here. Says thanks, guys.
Yeah. I hope you win.
Yes.
Y'all need to go vote for them.
Yes.
Anyways, where was I?
What?
Plugging. Oh, you know what award show I'm actually really excited about, Larson? The Friendo Awards. I was just thinking about that today.
Yeah.
Right after, so Survivor Series is the last big show, basically.
Well,
not the same thing I'm thinking of, but that's the next big wrestling show.
That's the last of the huge 4 or 5 pay-per-views for the year. Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. So at that point, I think we're gonna cut off, and we have to send out the votes. I want to get the votes in as soon as possible, so we can send awards out to people.
Yeah,
I want to send awards out to people. Damn
fun.
It,
that'd be fun.
And see if we can get some videos back.
That'd be fun
from people to accept their awards.
Best Going in Raw interview.
There you go.
See,
there you go. Perfect. Who have we interviewed?
Well, you did all the interviews this year, I believe. I didn't go to.
We
that
didn't
trip.
do any early in the year. Really?
I don't believe so. We didn't interview anybody at all in.
Man, time goes by so quick. Yeah, we didn't. We had an entire. And they were just sitting there doing nothing.
I know. We easily could have interviewed Best Friends, Scarlett Bordeaux, probably Joey Janela,
Punishment Martinez,
especially on Sunday when it was really quiet.
Yeah.
Anybody there we could have. Stone Cold ET.
You know who I guarantee would do an acceptance award for best interview if we just interviewed
Stone Cold
him.
ET.
Well, yeah, him. But Adam Mayhem, we should interview him.
Yeah.
And then
best H Champ 2018.
Exactly. So the Friendo Awards. That's coming up. I think we're gonna do. Last year we we did on Survey Monkey. I think we could do polls. We can do polls on Patreon though, and we'll just open up to everybody. We'll just do
Why can't we do it in the community tab?
Oh, that's a good idea. Ooh, what a great idea! Look at you, brains. We could do both.
Yeah.
Open on the Patreon.
Well,
community tab. What? And we just
it's
do
not
math.
a huge issue.
We do math. What?
Same people could vote twice if we do it that way.
I think they could do that technically on YouTube.
Oh, they can?
Also, well, all they have to do is make another Gmail.
Yeah,
account.
I know.
I can vote on Friendoville and
but people we don't want to keep people from stuffing the ballot.
On Patreon, could you just sit there and jam?
No. I mean, people vote once on YouTube, once on Patreon.
Oh, good point. Okay, never mind then. One place. Community tab. That's great.
Yes.
Community tab's great. Anyways, my goodness gracious, we have a lot to go through.
Yeah, we had 4 hours of wrestling we had to watch.
What is with that, man? And here's the thing. I'll say this, if they're insisting that we watch 2 hours of one of the lower level shows on the network, I'm very happy it's NXT UK, which is actually, dude, I'll be honest with you, might be replacing.
It changes all the time.
It's, you know why? Because of Zach freaking Gibson. Zach Gibson he's making NXT UK maybe my favorite thing. Wow. They piped in the most generic boos because the crowd was chanting "Shut the F up." And so as soon as they did that, you can see the crowd. At first I was like, what? Why did the boos all of a sudden turn to very generic? And he was talking, and you hear just a regular. It was like 3 guys in a booth going boo, boo, boo. And then you look at the crowd, and they're either not doing something, but then you notice a groundswell of people saying "Shut the F up," and you just obviously read it on their lips.
Yeah.
It was clear as day.
Yeah.
It's not like they're out of focus or something. And I was like, this is brilliant. They troll the crap out of Zach Gibson.
Oh,
it's
heck
the
yeah.
best thing. It's my favorite thing
of
right now.
course. If you hate Gibson, take your shoes off.
And I found out the insider, Wayne-Maker, of course,
our
United
Kingdom wrestling insider.
Exactly.
Wayne-Maker.
He was giving me some education on various chants, because I was like, there was another chant during the Wolfgang and Coffee's faction thing, where they were saying, "Oh, what are you saying?"
Oh, yeah, the promo, yeah.
And I thought it was because their back was to the audience. Wayne-Maker said, no, it's because they're Scottish. And the joke is you're Scottish, a different accent. I can't understand what you're saying, even though clearly you can understand what they're saying, which is hilarious. But also, I was like, if you do that here in the United States, if like a couple of Californians did that to like some Southern dudes, that'd probably be like a bit on the offensive side. I could be wrong about that. Oh man, we're having stream issues.
Yeah, we are having stream issues.
Oh dear.
Well, I know they're doing some work up the road.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if it was a good idea to even stream today. But who knows?
Well, it's supposed to be an upgrade. They're supposed to be upgrading our service.
It's supposed to be.
Well,
an
you know,
upgrade.
it's one step back, 2 steps forward. Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh man, somebody here in chat said it completely right. He said, "Well, there goes the streak."
Well, that's not a botch if it's out of our hands.
I think we're back live. I think we're back live.
I think we are too.
So, anyways,
we are.
So the people who missed what we just said, Comcast. So this isn't a problem with us, but Comcast, they did indicate that today, but it was supposed to be in the morning. Was going to be
today, tomorrow.
They're going to be doing some like serious upgrades to possibly give us fiber.
And it looks like there's between 15 and 12.
There's a ton of trucks out there
just up the road.
And early when I came in, like the internet was kind of down, and then like I fired up a stream and it was fine, and so I was like, we should be fine today.
Maybe not.
So streams offline, shoes off.
That's good. Let's get these super chats here read, questions answered, and they'll move on to a recap of 4 hours.
Like how we never want to say out of the way because like these people are supporting us.
Exactly.
Joe Juarez says, "Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Nurgle, bless you."
Don't know what that means.
I don't know what Nurgle
doing fine.
is.
Doing fine.
Josh Little. Candace is acting like Nikki made Johnny attack Aleister Black. Yeah, dude. Candace, it didn't take much for her to go into kind of a dick.
Yeah,
you know, she's kind of a jerk now.
Thing, she said, "Well, I'm trying to keep all this all separate from what's going on in the ring," but then she just went head first right into it.
Yeah.
Jason Dwyer Elias reminds me of Macho Man. Adam Cole reminds me of Shawn Michaels. Name a current superstar whose look or attitude remind you of a former superstar. Zach Gibson, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Wait, what?
I said Zach Gibson, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That's good. How about this? Eddie Dennis, Giant Gonzalez. Why is Eddie Dennis the tallest man in the UK? Oh my God, he's so tall.
But he's the same height as Drew McIntyre.
But apparently everybody in NXT UK is like 5 feet tall.
Seems like it.
What is going on with that?
AO Worm says, "We are here."
I think they are referencing a faction
for 2K19.
For 2K19.
I saw the AO Worm tweeted us a video.
Good time to remind you guys, Steve W Fun Wrestling is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
The deadline for the draft is November 15th.
A week from today.
A week from today. Get your entries in. Get on the It's only going to be on PS4. Sorry, Xbox people. PS4 Community Creations. # Going in Raw. One word. And if you're interested specifically in one of the brands, either Steve W or Fun Wrestling, be sure to also use the hashtag either FunW, one word, or WSW, and we'll give yours extra consideration, or we'll just use those as opportunities. Here's one thing to keep in mind too. I want to remind people this because I had like a couple people 2 years ago bring this up, especially with me. I will change the shit out of your character.
You will.
That's why I'm not really huge into accepting factions because I make my own factions. Your character could end up being some dude who runs around in diapers crapping themselves.
Yeah, it's a really strong possibility.
Hannibal Hansen ended up being the leader of a cult. If you're not open to having your character completely dicked with, do not upload them. Don't do it.
Or hashtag them FunW.
But you still run the risk.
Oh, you definitely run the risk. But I'm more inclined to people put a lot of time in their creation.
Sure,
to us,
yeah.
And I feel like that I should give those characters as designed a fair shot.
I prefer to,
and then if I want to create my own characters for the sake of storylines, I will do so.
Yeah,
that's just my attitude. There's no right or wrong way to do it, but you put that out there. There's a caveat associated with being drafted to Team W Steve W.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're willing to accept that risk, then by all means, hashtag it WSW. If not, if you're really into your creation, think it looks awesome, is super awesome.
Yeah, but also know that I might steal it. I might look more at the people with Fun W just to spite them.
And that I might do the same.
I'm terrible.
Just to stick it to you. Yeah. Carl the Swifty, thoughts on the TakeOver theme songs? You know, I can't get past the change of the graphics. They're not good. they're like completely uninspired.
They really are.
They're not good.
They really are.
It's a huge step back from what they used to do.
It is, man.
Because what they used to do was great.
Yeah. I mean, it might be, sort of a sign as to why they shouldn't go to more takeovers if they're just going to get lazy with their graphics.
I know.
If they're not going to doll them up.
I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah, man.
And the graphics they were using, I guess maybe they just thought, well, we've been using these.
Those look too cool.
We've been using these for a long time. Let's mix it up.
Those look way too cool.
I need you to make them look lamer.
I know.
Anyways.
Well, done.
So, what are we talking about first? 205 Live?
Yeah, 205 Live. Show kicked off with Drake Maverick doing his usual hype video for the episode, in which he announced that Mustafa Ali will be taking on Buddy Murphy for the Cruiserweight title at Survivor Series. It's very exciting. Cruiserweights don't generally get title matches on most pay-per-views, but I'm happy for the big 4 or 5. They get a match on the card.
At least
Probably pre-show.
Yeah, probably kickoff.
But this match will be great.
I'm not so sure Mustafa Ali not going to win this thing.
I'm not either, because I feel like they're going to set up for Mustafa and Cedric again at Mania.
I think that might be the case. Buddy Murphy might be just a heel transitional champion. Sort of a thank you and well done for your hard work getting from where you were to where you are now.
Yes.
But we had such a long reign with Cedric that might justify a fairly quick transitional champion.
Mm-hmm.
And also, what they're doing with Buddy doesn't seem to be a hell of a lot. He sort of, I mean, I know that it was kind of the same thing a little bit with Cedric during times when they would just try to figure out who's going to be the next guy for Cedric.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, Cedric was sort of a foundation. He was a rock. You knew he was going to be there.
Yeah.
Buddy, I don't know. It seems like everybody's a bit more. And here's the thing. Buddy Murphy in the ring. Whoa.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
His match on
One of the
205
best.
Live against Mark Andrews is
Oh,
great.
man. Fantastic. So it's not that. It's just you sort of see where the pieces are falling into place, and I'm not sure that Buddy Murphy has a piece to fall into place. You know, I could be completely wrong about that, but yeah, I'm not so sure that we're not going to get a title change at Survivor Series. I mean, I guess it'd be a little bit surprising, but maybe not.
Yeah, maybe not. But then they could feud back and forth. Maybe trade the belt a couple times before Mustafa wins the blow-off.
I mean, I guess they've done a little bit with the Tony Nese thing.
Yeah,
how like, oh, we're the gatekeepers. You have to go through us. So maybe they have. But
that
yeah.
seemed to focus more on Tony Nese than Buddy Murphy.
Right?
though.
Yeah.
Which
and,
is
and
great
Buddy
for-
Murphy seemed to not. Yeah, it was great for Tony.
Great
Nese.
for Tony Nese. Sorry.
Oh, I was going to launch into it. We had our first match, TJP and Mike Kanellis tag teaming against Lucha House Party. Man, freaking the Kanellises look like $1 million.
They do.
Especially with their like heel black outfits.
Yeah.
They look like $1 million, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think they add such a shot of charisma
Mm-hmm.
to 205 Live that was kind of maybe needed.
Well, I think Kanellis adds a different dimension to the in-ring action.
Sure.
Because he's not a high flyer.
Mm-hmm.
He wrestles like a heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just something a little different.
Yeah.
Lucha House Party had a promo before the match started that was great. Their chemistry is fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a shame we didn't get to see these kind of promos from Kalisto back when he was on the main roster.
Yeah, no, this was a lot of fun. I like this. I mean, besides being distracted by Lince Dorado doing this because he had to act like it was an
he's
iPhone
obviously
promo,
not holding a camera. I know.
But beyond that, like I just sort of pay attention to that stuff. But no, this was a lot of fun when they just sort of let them yap back and forth. It's fun. I like it. It's cool.
Lince had this great spot where he hit a moonsault trifecta from the bottom turnbuckle, middle turnbuckle, and top turnbuckle right in a row on TJP. TJP puts a D-bar on Lince. Kalisto gets in the ring, breaks it up. Lince rolls up TJP. TJP rips off his mask and is celebrating because he thinks, ha!
Yeah, no.
I have another mask, but no.
Lince has another one underneath. It's cool.
Yeah.
It was
And
like,
then-
whoa, tricked you.
I know. Then Lince hits a Hurricane Rana, pins TJP. Lucha House Party pick up the win. Fun match.
Ooh, they were hot about that.
Oh, yeah.
And then TJP wanted to storm the ring again, and Maria Kanellis says, Tranquilo. Said, I've got this. I'll take care of it. And then you can see the little, wheels in her head spinning as they make their exit. So she's going to do some dastardly thing to Lucha House Party.
Yep. This should all lead to, what if they do a tag team hair versus mask match?
Oh, that'd be cool. Because, like, Kanellis only has, like, a flap of hair up top.
I know.
TJP probably has a good-looking head.
Yeah.
Underneath that head of hair. He's got a great head of hair, though.
It's got to lead to some sort of hair versus mask situation.
Yeah.
It's got to. Next, Cedric was working out at the Performance Center.
This was, oh, man, I love this segment.
This was good.
This was awesome.
And it was shot really well.
How'd you love that first shot of Cedric training and pulling off a move on a guy because he was there with Carino.
Yeah.
And he says, okay, 1, 2, and then do it. And then Cedric hits a move. I forget what it was. And the guy, because there's like this weird blurry line between, like, we got to see kayfabe wrestling training.
Kind of, yeah.
Because the guy, he didn't like spring back up because it's fake.
Yeah.
He sold the crap out of it. We never really get to see like fake wrestling, but it's like real wrestling. You know what I mean?
It's like sparring.
Yeah. That guy was like, and nobody cared.
No. That was great. In walks Lio Rush, starts talking trash to Cedric.
Oh, yeah, that was awesome.
So you're here with the rookies training.
Yeah, yeah. They got you here in class, training with the rookies, but out here, Lio Rush, not hard to find. We'll go do a thing. Oh, man, it's great. I love his cadence. It's hilarious. And it's so funny because, like, the difference between him obviously just performing this scene, improving probably. I mean, I'm sure they had plenty of bullet points and maybe some planned lines. But it's like, as opposed, and I was looking, I was like, yeah, no earpiece in his ear, so I know Vince isn't there. Like, all right, now say this.
Yep.
So they set up. This match is going to be killer.
Oh heck yeah!
Next week, this match is going to be absolutely killer. Lio Rush versus Cedric Alexander. Yep. Lio Rush said, "You can find me. You can come find me. I'm not hard to find. If they'll let you out of class early today or something."
And then
like
Cedric said something. If you're not too busy doing what you're doing with Bob Lashley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that should be really good.
But Leo kind of got the last laugh here.
Oh yeah, he did.
He said he said you're back here in class.
That was great.
That's a burn. What is he doing just milling about, Lio Rush?
I don't know. Next, we had Lio Rush take on Josh Morrell. Josh Morrell happened to get a little bit of offense in, but Lio Rush got the upper hand, a little more vicious than usual.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, our internet's down.
Yeah, internet's down.
Come back, internet.
Please come back,
internet.
internet.
Oh, no. That's so sad. So, anyways, what happened next?
So, Lio Rush versus Josh Morrell. Lio Rush picked up the win after a final hour.
Mm-hmm.
And afterwards, another promo from Lio Rush. Mm-hmm. Again, he's more focused.
Yes.
More of an edge.
Yeah.
He's ready to fight. Yeah. He's ready to beat Cedric Alexander.
Yes, correct. Good stuff.
Next, Mustafa Ali iPhone promo. Mustafa Ali's the best.
This is great. This wasn't even. I mean, was this an iPhone promo?
It looked like it was legitimately an iPhone promo because it was definitely like just set on something.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I meant. Like the genre that we get now of iPhone promos is typically, and even when they're faking an iPhone promo, they're doing this.
Yeah.
With this, leave it to Mustafa Ali to be like, I'm not just going to hold it like everybody else does. He set it on something, framed it.
Yeah.
It was still raining outside, or sprinkling anyways. Mm-hmm. And he gave this really killer promo.
Yeah, man.
This is what he said. When I first started, I was a maybe because he was an alternate in the first Cruiserweight Classic. He said, and then I got to, shouldn't be here or something like that. I forgot. And then he said, and then I was, wrestling for the title at WrestleMania. And I dropped the ball there, but I'm not going to do it again.
And next time, I want people to, be able to call me champion.
Yeah, exactly.
It was good stuff.
It was super good.
He's great.
Awesome. He's the best.
He is the best. After that, we had Buddy Murphy versus Mark Andrews before the match. Buddy Murphy did a picture-in-picture promo. Mm-hmm. Serviceable job.
Which one was this? Oh, Buddy Murphy. Yeah. Again, if he doesn't have like something really, really I just don't think that he has much to dig into.
No.
So
because he's not really in a feud.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just the juggernaut,
and
so he's supposed to be imposing and a little bit scary.
Yeah,
which he can do.
Yeah,
but without something really to chew on. This is a really fun match. Mark Andrews has been putting on some really good performances between this one and the one on NXT UK.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to post. There's no internet.
Don't worry about it. Just keep on doing it.
All right.
Don't worry about that. I'll do it on here.
There you go. But this was a fun match. At one point, Andrews hits his stunner, goes for a shooting star press. Murphy gets his knees up, and then Buddy follows it up with a wicked knee and Murphy's Law for the win. So yeah,
I was pretty excited about that because I can't stand Mark Andrews' theme song. So I thought another good loss for Mark Andrews.
You heard a lot of Mark Andrews' theme song yesterday.
I know. It made me very sad. Super sad. Well, no, I watched, it was 2 days in a row. It was like 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
Because I watched 205 Live last night, and then NXT UK this morning.
Oh, so 2 days in a row you got to hear it.
Yes.
Lucky you.
Correct. So anyways.
Next, NXT show kicked off with Heavy Machinery versus Forgotten Sons. This is a fun match. This match was tons of fun.
I watched that little... Did you watch that little video? It was just on the .com of Forgotten Sons and sort of them setting up their gimmick. They're in like a landfill. They're like at a scrap place.
Scrap heap?
Scrap field.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're talking about we've been tossed aside. We've been treated like garbage, but now we're gonna come back together. It's so weird. Like how they're gonna dance around what they're intimating with this gimmick of theirs. Like they're vets who have been. That's kind of heavy stuff. We've talked about this before.
It is, but it seems like a gimmick that would have worked like in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
As opposed to now.
Yeah. I wonder if there was a way they could, like, without being tacky, which is WWE, so probably impossible. If they could, like, I don't know, bring awareness to the issue of things like PTSD and the suicide rate that plagues the... That'd be cool if they could do that.
And veterans not getting access to the services they really need.
Right, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That'd be kind of neat if they could do that.
That's really expecting way too much from WWE, however.
That's expecting a lot.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I do feel that they are kind of hesitant to go to really like... Where do you go from here with this gimmick?
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think part of the issue maybe too is you know... Yeah, it's just heavy stuff, potentially.
Yeah.
You know, because following Vietnam is a situation where there was some veterans who probably really did feel like they had the country had turned their back on them. And today, the atmosphere isn't the same. You could definitely go forth with the idea that the services aren't there for veterans when they return.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't know if you can say that the country or people in this country turn their back on veterans. I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I mean, there's at least, you know, I don't know. I honestly don't know, because obviously there's you know, an entire, you know,
maybe they are time travelers. Maybe they are.
I wish they would take
They
that
are
tack.
Vietnam vets or something like that.
Yeah.
Then this all would make a bit more sense. Because I think there's two aspects to their gimmick that's kind of interesting. It's that, plus them operating around the periphery of some really heavy stuff.
Yeah, sure.
And then they take their name from a CCR song.
Yeah.
Which is about people coming back from,
Yeah.
or you know, rich people not going to fight in Vietnam.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Fortunate Son is the CCR
Fortunate
song.
Son, yeah. Still, it's kind of, I see what you're saying. I don't know. I mean, I think I'll put it this way. And dude, I've not done any research into this. I think that there is, especially in America, there is a sort of glorification of you know, support the troops.
Yeah.
Not glorification, but there is a culture of, you know, support the troops, support the troops, support the troops. But then you look at the realities of you know, of how the country and the government sort of treats the troops, and I think the debate could be had that it's not great. You know?
Oh no.
Like, I'm sure there's plenty of good things that the government does do.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they were to dive into that at all. Like, everybody says support the troops, but do you really? That kind of thing.
Yeah.
But then, man, you're diving into some
You
really heavy
are.
stuff.
I know you really
You're
are.
diving into
Yeah,
some heavy stuff.
I know. Yeah. I don't know.
So I don't know. I mean, maybe if they take a bit of a less violent Rambo approach to it, you know, just the basic guy who's been left behind by his country kind of thing.
Yeah.
Maybe in that respect.
Yeah, and again, it depends on who is doing
storyline wise, though.
who is
how's
doing
that
the leaving behind. You know.
Yeah. Storyline wise, how are you going to fit that in?
I don't know. And how are they going to enact anything against the NXT roster? Are they going to like challenge their loyalty or something like that? I don't understand. I don't get it.
I don't know, man. I feel uncomfortable talking about it.
I mean, I know a little bit. Like there's potentially interesting stuff to work with, but at the same time, I don't necessarily trust. Granted, NXT might have a slightly better track record in this regard, but I don't necessarily trust WWE handling anything this complex and heavy with any sort of nuance or subtlety.
No.
Whether they're time travelers or not.
See, when you said time travelers, I thought you were talking about like some sort of World War III type thing, and they came back in time.
No, because the basics of this gimmick seems like it's direct from like a Vietnam vet movie from like the early 80s, you know?
Yeah.
Where they come back and then...
It's the Deer Hunter.
Yeah, well, they come back and then, because they went to Vietnam, the nation...
Or Coming Home, I think there was
didn't initially appreciate what they did due to the nature of the war itself.
Because back then, you're right. Because back then, the whole support the troops thing wasn't really a thing.
Well, not to the same degree it is now.
Yeah, it was more.
Because a lot of people thought the Vietnam War was unnecessary and unjust, and they kind of took that out on the people who served there.
Yeah, who really had no choice because they were getting drafted.
Yep. Anyways, Forgotten Sons, time travelers or not, took on Heavy Machinery.
Definitely not time travelers.
No, but this was a really fun match.
Yeah, no, it was a really fun match. It was. Kind of interesting though that this early. I mean, look, this kind of thing. Like, I'm hoping this feud is going to continue and Forgotten Sons will get their win because they're debuting, or they're fresh, they're brand new.
Yeah.
And eating a loss like this against you got 3 guys and Heavy Machinery has 2 guys and they're both goofy.
Yeah.
And then you ate a loss. Not a great look for the Forgotten Sons.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, Tucker Knight looked like $1 million in this match. His
he
performance
looked
was great.
Yeah.
Otis looked great.
It freaks me out though. Like, Tucker Knight's a big, thick dude.
Yeah.
And to take some of the tumbles that he was taking, ooh man. Sometimes I'm like, oh god, that much meat, that's gonna hurt your bones.
I mean, if Heavy Machinery can put forth these kind of performances on a consistent basis, you start to look past some of the goofier aspects of their gimmick and actually appreciate.
Yeah,
the performance.
I agree with that. Yeah,
because I think that's the thing that was lacking previously is that they were focusing on, hey, look, these guys are really goofy characters, and not really focusing so much on what they can do in the ring. I mean, Tucker Knight's a former collegiate wrestler. He's got to be a bit athletic at least.
Yeah.
I think Otis was a power lifter. Focus on that. And then the finish was great. That pop-up power slam that Otis did on Blake Wesley Blake was awesome.
Otis is a really coordinated wrestler.
Yeah, he is.
Like, he can do like sort of elaborate stuff, which is always surprising to see from a dude that, he obviously doesn't look athletic. That's not his thing. But no, it's cool. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Next, we had Candice LeRae taking part in an impromptu press conference.
She was walking into the Performance Center or Full Sail, one of the two, and she was like, I don't know why Nikki Cross is getting in my business. I want that business to be between me and my husband and nobody else. That's private. But I don't like her getting in my face and laughing. So then she left, and I don't like that.
Now I want a piece of Nikki Cross.
Now I'm going to ask William Regal to schedule a match with me and Nikki Cross so she can't walk away from me. And it's like
she wants to keep it separate, but then she wants to have a match.
Joke's on you. She's already in SmackDown.
I know. You have to wait till your call-up before you can have your match.
Hopefully after Mania 2020.
After that Shayna Baszler interview, she was sitting on a couch with Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir.
Just chilling.
And then Kathy Kelly was asking about, well, Kairi Sane's got a rematch clause. When do you think that's going to happen?
Shayna was being so rude to Kathy Kelly.
Yeah.
She's like, go ahead. What question do you have?
And then William Regal comes in and says, Kairi just invoked her rematch clause. It'll happen at War Games. 2 out of 3 falls match.
Yeah, this was surprising. Like a week ago after we heard that Shayna had sort of, had a rough ankle spot at Evolution and was walking around on crutches. There was pictures of it. We were like, well, there's only 3 weeks till TakeOver. They're not going to do anything. No, rematch. 2 out of 3 falls. Wow.
That's awesome.
That's a big match.
Yeah.
Does that mean Kairi's going to go to main roster? Like,
whoever loses this is going to main, yeah.
Well, they're doing the big Ronda versus Becky thing at Survivor Series. But then would they do the title switch at Evolution just so Shayna? I don't know.
I don't know. To see where the story goes.
And there's still more time for Jessamine. Yeah, I don't know, man. I get the feeling that this sort of, Shayna being able to hang her hat on, I'm a 2-time NXT Women's Champion. That second reign has to kind of mean something also. And if you want to continue to develop Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir,
it helps to have Shayna Baszler there.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to lean towards her, but we'll see if there's anything else next week that sways me. Yeah,
changes
exactly.
Your mind. Next, Dakota Kai versus Tanara Conti. Another fun match that Conti had a kick to Kai's face that looks stiff. Of course, Dakota Kai unleashes all sorts of stiff kicks all over the place. Team Kick,
Team Kick.
Leader of Team Kick.
Leader of Team Kick. She's not just part of Team Kick. She's leader.
Dakota Kai picked up the win with her backstabber finisher. That's awesome.
Hey, has Vic Joseph been on commentary like for the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, I guess Morrow was doing something else.
Man, I didn't notice until this episode. I think it's probably been like 4 now.
I think this whole set of tapings.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I noticed last week.
Because I was sitting there, I was like, boy, I'm getting kind of sleepy right now. Oh, there's no Morrow yelling at me. Where the hell is Morrow?
You haven't heard of Mamma Mia in 3 weeks.
I know. What's going on here?
After that, we had a Mia Yim interview, interrupted by Bianca Belair. Who's the best?
I love Bianca Belair.
They're chewing gum.
Loud. What did she say? I forget what she said. I mean, obviously, the thing that I love.
Well, she said she's been busting her ass in NXT for 2 or 3 years. You just walk right in and you expect, and
you expect respect. I think it was respect. And she's like, you expect? Well, Bianca Belair is Ted.
Great.
And me and him was like,
so great.
I don't know why you have a problem with me, but if you want to solve it, we can get in the ring. And she went, girl. And then walked away.
So good.
And I love when she walked into frame, she did a full tour around the interview first.
So good. Gosh, she's incredible.
She's so good. Scares the shit
Just
out of me.
little things like walking in, chewing your gum super loud.
Yeah.
It means so much. Next, this is on WWE.com, I think. Keith Lee, Matt Riddle walking backstage, happy that Matt Riddle's in NXT. Cassius Ohno sitting there on some sort of storage crate.
Just grumpy, dude. Just being a dick.
Regal's shiny new toy.
Yeah.
And Keith Lee says something.
You know what I like to do with toys? Break them. Really? You're supposed to keep them in their package and display them on your wall. We're in your
or store them for several years and try to sell them later on down the line.
We're in our 40s. You're not supposed to play with them, dude.
Collector's item. Take toys out of the box, they're not worth anything.
The thing that I loved about this too is that after Cassius left, Matt Riddle said something like, "Anyways, my debut in NXT was like whatever," and then they were both very happy. And then you hear Vic Joseph said, "Best friendships being made here in NXT as we come to you live from Full Sail."
That was funny.
Best friendships being made here in NXT. Oh, that was good.
That was great. Next, we had a War Games match. The match itself, video package.
Yeah.
Some new interview bits, but by and large, pre-existing stuff.
Like 5 minutes of
super long.
This right now.
It's a hype video, man.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's talk about this Johnny Gargano promo.
That was great, man. Just sauntering around. Hey, Steven Larson, Johnny Gargano here with another
Matt Chat question.
Matt Chat. Johnny Gargano. Let's see what he has to say.
Thank you, Johnny.
Thank you, Johnny.
Well, Johnny.
You seem like kind of a dick now, Johnny.
Can you really be a hero but love the darkness?
Yeah.
Can you really be a hero and have that attitude? Snide, condescending, saying the ends justify the means.
It was kind of grim too, because I love the setup. He was tracing the path that he took to originally attack Aleister Black. So there was kind of like a scene of the crime type thing.
There was, yeah.
And then I came upon the body, which was over here.
Like
several of the arms were over there.
Playing Clue.
Right. So he basically gave some, it was like a monologue of a heel,
Yeah. Well, he said the reason he attacked Aleister Black is because Aleister's in the way from what he wanted to do. Gargano wanted to be the one that takes that NXT title off of Tommaso Ciampa.
Right.
Aleister Black was in the way. He wanted to eliminate him from the equation so he could do it himself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Never mind that Gargano was the one who ended up putting that belt around Ciampa in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he sort of glossed over the details.
Yeah.
But, so, dude, let me ask you this, because this is a good question. How does he come back from this as, like, a face? Like, what, like, this... His logic, he was so secure in his logic that, number one, it makes me think that whatever face turn he's eventually going to come back to, whatever redemption he's going to have, they have to take the scenic route on that, right? Mm-hmm. We have Aleister Black coming up next. Do you think this is going to necessitate a Ciampa face turn over one of the next couple takeovers?
Well, it's not going to happen anytime soon based on the main event of NXT last night.
Right.
Because that was definitely... Here's face Velveteen Dream.
Maybe if Gargano does something to really F up Aleister Black at TakeOver, in the next set of tapings, maybe Ciampa can give, because we've already seen this on Twitter. If Ciampa gives his utter and total approval and Gargano still fails at whatever he thinks his goal is, I mean, maybe that will make him realize that, man, I've gone too far. Maybe he has to reach a point where it's too far and he realizes that, you start going down that path, you're not going to
You can't come back.
You can't come back from it. But I do kind of feel that sort of the severity of this heel turn. It's not just like desperate Gargano. This is like, oh, man, I'm totally happy living in the dark Gargano.
Yeah.
You got to take kind of a longer route to get back for it to be sort of believable as a face.
Yeah, this can happen in the matter of one match to the next takeover.
Right, yeah. Which is good. I like it. I mean, this is I've said this before, this is a defining feud for NXT. Like, you're going to look back on this 10 years from now and be like, man, remember that? This is like the Tommy Dreamer Raven from ECW type stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, this is good stuff. And hopefully they'll let it go for... it'd be great if they have it culminate May, if they do another... or NXT Chicago.
Yeah, sure.
Where it all started.
Yeah.
So it'll be a 2-year feud.
Yeah. That's completely conceivable at this point.
That'd be great.
That's very conceivable.
It's only 6 more months, so 6 or 7 more months.
Yeah.
Anyways, he says, I've been living here in the darkness and I kind of like it. And they kind of dropped the camera on the ground.
Yeah.
After that, we had this kind of really vague and somewhat confusing William Regal promo.
He sat down. He sat down.
Yeah,
at
he sat down at the spot
where he attacked
This is
him,
where I left you land. So William Regal said that 2 members, or a member each of the 2 teams from the War Games match will compete next week, and the winner of that match will gain some sort of advantage at the War Games match.
Because it's like the first guy, like you start, I think, War Games with either 1 or 2 guys each.
And then after so many minutes, someone else goes in.
Somebody else goes. I think it starts off 1-on-1.
Yeah,
and
I think
then,
so.
Yeah, and so
every minute or 2, someone else gets.
So, you have like a handicap situation every couple minutes, I guess, or whatever.
So I guess you'd want to be the first team in, so you'd have more advantage in terms of numbers game.
Yeah.
I guess. But it was kind of just vague. It wasn't very specific about anything.
Yeah, because let's suppose that you start off 1-on-1. After
and then your team,
5 minutes.
Yeah.
One of the gates opens, your guy goes out, and then is there
2-on-1 for 2 minutes. And then the numbers are even, and then for 2 minutes, and then you get the advantage for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So if your team is entered into the match first, you will have an advantage, I guess.
Yeah.
So I guess that'd have to be. But none of this was talked about. It was all vague.
It's all.
So we have to put it
mess,
together ourselves.
Really, yeah. Anyways, before we continue, here is a word from our sponsor, forhims.com. Hey, Larson, 2 out of 3 men start losing their hair by the age of 35. Did you know that?
I did. And if you're noticing a receding hairline or a bald spot, would you rather try odd solutions, or worse yet, do nothing, or turn to medicine and science? Science is right. With forhims.com, you can get your hands on well-known generic equivalents to brand-name prescriptions to treat hair loss and say goodbye.
Say goodbye.
Snake oil pills and gas station supplements.
Get your tonics here. Larson, tell me, do you still need to waste time sitting around a waiting room? Just go in for some awkward doctor's visit to get yourself some Hims?
You do not. Hims offers real doctors and medical-grade solutions to deal with hair loss. Just go to forhims.com, answer a few questions, and a doctor will look over your order, and guess what?
Bang!
Products shipped directly to your door.
Nice. And right now, Going In Raw listeners can get a trial months of Hims for only $5 right now while supplies last. Go to forhims.com/GIR. That's forhims.com/GIR.
And again, we'd like to thank forhims.com for sponsoring today's episode. You're really helping out Going In Raw by going to forhims.com/GIR.
That is correct. Our main event for NXT was Velveteen Dream versus Lars Sullivan.
Man.
Lars Sullivan wanted to
incapacitate
soften up
Dream so he couldn't compete at TakeOver. And man, Dream was taking some bumps.
Yeah.
He was bumping, selling all over the place.
Yeah.
That spot where he gets tossed on the corner of the ring apron. Oof. Ow.
Yeah.
Selling lower back injury. Mm-hmm. Ow.
Mm-hmm. Lars Sullivan's great because he has a body that bruises seemingly pretty easily. I'm not going to say easily because none of the bumps I think he took were easy bumps.
Yeah.
But like it's very obvious whenever he takes a nasty bump because it just shows up immediately on his body.
Yeah.
Because there was a couple bits where like, Dream would run him into into the steel steps, for example, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, he gets marked up and bruised.
He gets
up
marked up
pretty easily.
yeah, pretty quickly. So you sort of see the progression of the match via Lars Sullivan bruises.
Yes.
No, this is a heck of a match. Very physical, very tough.
Yeah. At one point, Dream goes, or towards the end, I should say, Dream goes for a Purple Rainmaker. Ciampa runs down ringside. So instead of Dream focusing on Lars Sullivan, who's prone, he delivers a double axe handle to Tommaso Ciampa.
Mm-hmm.
Lars takes advantage, drops Dream with a freak accident, gets the win. Ciampa gets in the ring, starts attacking Dream, goes for his finisher. Trying to do it on the title. Instead, Dream reverses, hits twisting DDT on the title. He goes the top rope, about to drop Purple Rainmaker on Tommaso Ciampa. Refs come out, break him up.
Mm-hmm.
Dream gets kind of like ushered up the stage halfway. He runs back down. Purple Rainmaker for the champ.
Yep. Yeah, that was a good little. I'm assuming that just means they're going to insert Lars Sullivan into the main event.
Oh, I don't necessarily know.
You know?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Or is this just an excuse? Maybe this is just an excuse to actually, storyline soften up Velveteen Dream to make the win for Ciampa a little less, a bit more reason for Velveteen Dream to lose.
Protected loss for Dream.
I'm sorry, protected.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I was going for. Woo, man. Anyways.
We're only about halfway through this 2 hours of wrestling we just watched here.
Nice.
2 more. So now it's on to 2 episodes of NXT UK. Episode 1 kicked off with Dave Mastiff versus Damian Weir. Not much of a match. Mastiff destroyed Damian, culminating in a cannonball for the win.
Damian Weir, little tiny local enhancement talent guy.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was awesome. They did the thing again with Mastiff where he
when he walks to the ring, they shake the camera.
They shake the camera. That's so beautiful. That's
cool.
a great little touch.
It is a nice touch. Next, a Ginny video package. I think it's the same one they've been running, or similar than the ones they have been running.
Yeah, it looks like a Cosmopolitan type magazine cover thing.
Yeah.
Shoot. It's great. What
she
a great
is
gimmick.
She is the fashionista, I believe was her gimmick in Progress.
Yeah.
Next, El Ligero versus James Drake.
They had a little Ligero video package.
Yeah, they did.
Before this. And
little interview.
Good.
Yes.
He was like, why am I different? He was like, I've got this mask on.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. I mean, hey, the British dude who does the lucha stuff, that's cool.
Yeah.
It's different.
It is different.
It's different. James Drake, guy who wears a really big denim
oversized
jacket.
denim jacket, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And he has his face on his butt.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Yeah, it says Mr. Mayhem on the back of his jacket.
Oh.
I only know one Mr. Mayhem, and that's Adam Mayhem.
Oh, well, good thing El Ligero won with the springboard tornado DDT then.
Correct, yes.
Get rid of that guy. After that, we had a Tony Storm interview, which was broken up or interrupted by Dakota Kai. They're both baby faces, so they very respectfully agreed to have a match against each other.
Yeah.
Because they, they got this women's title coming up,
mm-hmm.
and let's figure out who should be winning it.
Yes, exactly. Next, after that, Ashton Smith video package, hyping his debut on NXT UK. After that, Zach Gibson iPhone promo.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like they either chimed in some canned booze. That had to be what it was. But during his iPhone promo, there was booze.
I love the idea when we would talk about Undisputed Era that whenever they would show them on screen, their music would be playing. Like their music follows them. Zach Gibson should be the same with booze.
Followed by booze.
He's just wherever he is, people are booing him. And I love it.
Yes,
it's great.
It is great. Ashton Smith coming to the ring for his NXT UK debut.
Was Ashton Smith the guy who talked about his style being intensity a couple weeks ago? Or was that somebody else?
I think that was somebody else.
Okay, never mind that.
He's pretty much instantly attacked by the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang, and since we missed the second episode of last week, I didn't realize Wolfgang turned heel. Had no idea.
We're doing both episodes today, though.
Yes,
we
are.
know that they're just unloading these on us.
I know.
They're doing well in the ratings, too.
That's good.
Like the network ratings, they always come in after NXT and then way down below 205 Live.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And then the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang dropped a promo, and that's when the crowd was chanting, "We can't hear you."
Yeah. Oh, what are you saying? Oh, and I was like, why are they? So I had to hit up Waymaker and be like, explain your people to me, please. Why are they doing that? He said because they're. He said basically he used a different word. But he said, but basically they're jerks. He said he was like, dude, we've got cultural differences town to town. He was explaining a lot of the stuff to me.
After that, a Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster interview outside of Johnny Saint's office.
This had such a headmaster. The students were going to snitch on the bullies feel to it.
And then they're about to go into Johnny Saint's office. Ashton Smith comes down the stairs after getting beat down and says, oh, you're going to go talk about the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang? I want in on this too.
I want to snitch too.
They all walk into Johnny Saint's office. And it was announced that episode 2, that'd be the main event.
Yeah. They spill a pint on you too, mate.
After that, Sid Scala.
He's back. Sid Scala's back.
Yes, taking on the tallest person in NXT UK, Eddie Dennis.
I did not realize how tall this dude was. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. 6'5" is very tall.
Oh, it's tall, yeah.
I understand that in the pantheon of WWE superstars, I'm not going to say 6'5" is normal, but 6'5" is above average.
Here's the thing. He's 6'5", but he's very long.
He's lanky.
Lanky.
He's like Slender Man.
And he walks like he's much taller.
Yeah,
because he's the same height as Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And Drew is thick, muscular, super muscular.
But even Drew, I mean, look, Drew, especially these days, like Seth is what, 6'2"?
6'1", 6'2".
6'1", 6'2". Dean probably around the same.
Yeah.
Guys like Finn Balor, Daniel Bryan, they're like under 6 feet. Roman Reigns, probably 6'5", maybe 6'4".
Let's say 6'3" or 6'4".
6'3", okay. So, like, even the tall dudes are, like, just tall, not monstrously tall.
Yeah.
Like, Braun is, what, 6'8",
I think.
6'8". Because he's a monster. He's monstrously tall.
But he's also thick.
Yeah, he's like a house.
Yeah. Whereas Eddie Dennis, he's tall. He's 6'5", but he's slim.
He's like 6'5", 150 pounds.
I think they said he was 6'5", 220 or something like that.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Wow. That's hilarious. Because he comes out and he gets in the ring with Sid Scala, and we're like, there's a foot on Sid Scala. Like, he's got a foot on him.
There's a foot, maybe, but it seemed like
half a meter, I think, for
in terms of weight,
maybe
maybe like 15 pounds.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah. Oh, man. I'm going to go back this weekend, like on a Saturday night. I love kicking back on a Saturday night when everybody's in bed, like at 11 o'clock at night, and flipping on some Progress or something else, you know. So I'm going to check out the Hello Wembley this weekend. I really want to see that. Because I heard that Eddie Dennis match is pretty good.
Yeah. Eddie Dennis picked up the win with his finisher. He was really going overboard with the super. Maybe it was Eddie Dennis who said his style was intensity.
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
it wasn't. It wasn't.
But his style was definitely intensity in this match.
Yeah, he was like
clenched fists.
He was screaming a lot. He was seething. His mouth was open a lot during this match. Yeah. I loved it, man. Eddie Dennis and Zach Gibson of Myers can do no wrong right now. And then the main event, two other guys who can do no wrong.
Fantastic.
Danny Burch versus Pete Dunne. Holy crap. These guys are beating the crap out of each other. It was fantastic. That Pete Dunne, I mean, I can't get enough of the joint manipulation stuff.
Oh, it's great.
My fingers do not go back that far. Oh, God damn. That would hurt.
Oh, it would hurt, but you got to stretch your fingers out beforehand. Your wrists, I guess.
I have like short fingers anyways. I've got like weird short fingers. I have like 2/3 of normal fingers. Like that would hurt extra for a guy with short fingers.
Yeah. Maybe. This is all about
right here.
Just getting some flexibility, I guess.
Yeah.
So you're just stretching muscles out.
Jeez.
But it probably doesn't feel very good.
Probably not.
Shoot-wise. Towards the end, Pete Dunne has Burch prone, starts posing over him. About to do this. Danny Burch stands up, headbutts him right in the jaw.
Mm-hmm.
Hits his finisher, the draping DDT, but Pete Dunne kicks out. Burch puts Dunne in a crossface. Dunne works his way out of it, hits the bitter end. Burch kicks out of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dunne puts Burch at a triangle. Then he rolls over, so he's in like the top position.
Yeah.
He grabs his fingers, does the finger break thing, starts destroying his fingers and wrist. Burch has to tap out.
Yeah.
Different way to finish the match. Wasn't like Danny Burch had a ate a bitter end and
It wasn't just you're right. It wasn't just straight up.
It felt more
finisher,
like a legit fight.
It did, yeah. No, it totally did, yeah. In the second episode of NXT UK, in our second hour, presented the next day, Toni Storm versus Dakota Kai kicked things off. Of course, this was set up in the preceding episode. Really fun match. They gave it a lot of time. Two baby faces going at it, but they were getting...
I felt like they were working a little stiffer, too.
They were working super stiff. I was about to say that. Like those forearms that they were doling out to each other was really
kicks,
stiff.
Yep.
Some of the kicks, yeah. Toni Storm ended up getting the win with Storm Zero.
A different version of Storm Zero.
Was this Perfect Storm Zero?
This is the air raid crash, the neck breaker Storm Zero.
Yeah.
Not the Tiger Driver.
Yeah.
They're both Storm Zero, though, right?
I think so. No, I thought there was Storm Zero. There was another one. Storm. Like there's a storm coming. Boy, that was funny when we were coming up doing it. Because she, like, why are you just renaming? Like, why are you giving the same name to different moves?
Well, it's the last shot, man. Same thing.
That's terrible.
It is.
It's terrible.
After that, Amir Jordan taking on...
Whoa, hold on a second.
Sorry. Yeah. Dakota Kai was walking back up the ramp.
So Toni Storm and Dakota Kai, they hug, they embrace. They're like, hey, good friendly. Next time, don't spill a pint on me.
Good competition, but we're still friends.
Yeah. Dakota Kai goes up the ramp, and then what happens?
Ginny beats her up.
Oh, yeah. And then she said, this is my NXT UK.
Yeah.
I kind of wish that they would just refer to NXT UK.
Agreed. As NXT.
As NXT.
Because they're in the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So just say this is my NXT.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had like a slice of Canadian bacon and I'm in Canada.
You just call it bacon.
Is that actually what they do?
I don't know.
In Canada, they don't call, what do they call bacon?
I think they call it, this is of course, my favorite reference is Strange Brew.
Awesome. Very good.
But in that movie, they called back bacon, yes. That's
they
what
called Canadian bacon back bacon.
Back bacon, yes.
Isn't it just like ham?
It is ham.
Oh, okay.
But so is bacon. It's just a different part of the pig.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Bacon's from the tummy. And they slice it thin.
Yeah, I don't want to know all that.
And then
in my mind, I just want bacon to be growable.
The thigh.
Ooh, yeah.
I believe.
The hind quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Yeah, but pork butt is not the butt. It's the shoulder.
Why would they call it butt then?
Don't know.
Interesting.
Don't know. That's what you use to smoke, make pulled pork. You use pork shoulder. Anyways,
stuff.
Amir Jordan took on Zach Gibson. This was fun. No one likes Zach Gibson. It's hilarious.
Oh, God. Dude, I love it. I love it so much. The shoes off. So somebody asked in chat, apparently according to Waymaker, if you hate Gibson shoes off originally comes from I'm not going to call it tradition, but if y'all remember that time when a journalist, I'm gonna straight from Waymaker, because if I don't want to get like I think it was like an Iraqi journalist.
To Bush, right?
A reporter threw a shoe at George Bush, and somehow, evidently, that worked its way. Where is it? Oh, that's weird. How did I delete that or something? That's weird. It's not
weird.
Here. That's what he told me, though.
That's strange.
But yeah, apparently it had its origins in the dude throwing a shoe, which apparently people do, like over in maybe the Middle East or something, as a sign of disrespect. They chuck your shoe at you. And somehow that landed into a Zach Gibson chant, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
Which is amazing. One thing I really wish they would do, Nigel, being of the land, he needs to start explaining some of these chants. At least acknowledge some of them and explain them.
Well, the problem is he's not there.
Well, he can hear what they're saying. He's totally not there.
He's not there.
Oh, man.
Anyway, after the match, Zach Gibson dropped the promo.
Oh, God. I can never get enough of these because he's so sweaty. He's like the sweatiest guy.
Yeah, and Trent Seven pointed that out.
He said, what's going on in that sweaty, bald head of yours?
Sweaty, shiny, bald head.
Sweaty, shiny, bald. Trent Seven should be in movies, man.
Heck yeah.
He should be in flipping movies. He's so good.
I bet he would say, oh, where were you the first tournament? Oh, yeah, you're in bed at your mom's house on her laptop watching.
Drinking your mom's tea.
Oh, that was so good.
Watching.
It was so good.
So, yeah, anyways, the sequence is Gibson wins with Shankly Gates. He cuts a promo. Trent Seven comes out. and Seven challenges Gibson for a match, but not after just dropping a monster freaking promo, just talking shit.
Yeah.
And I can't, dude, what kind of heel heat is this that Zach Gibson has? Because I feel like if it's a heel that like heels that people hate, like, okay, let's say Kevin Owens. Let's say Kevin Owens comes out to a crowd that isn't sort of on, but not Chicago, you know, a crowd that really, oh man, I hate this guy. I really hate him. Like legit heel heat, right? Mm-hmm. Gibson doesn't have that.
No.
When somebody comes out and they just want to troll this shit, X-Pac heat is go away. I don't want to see you.
It's different than that.
This is I'm going to troll this shit out of you.
It's a weird area between heel heat, as in I don't like this character, and X-Pac heat, which is I don't like this person.
Right.
It's somewhere in between.
Right.
Where it's they don't like the person and they don't like the character.
They're so disrespectful, and yet they're so dismissive, and yet they hate him.
Yeah, but they love to hate him because they have a good time hating him.
Hating him brings them joy, so they don't want him gone.
Yeah.
Because it's a party when he shows up.
Yeah.
It's how many let's have such a good time raining booze in on this guy. It's fascinating.
It is an interesting dynamic.
And he plays into it so well. I'm trying to think, there's like people that you know in life, and I'm not going to name any names, but you and I have known people throughout our years of friendship that we've gotten a kick out of disliking.
Oh, yeah.
I know one specifically that I can bring up to you.
I can think of a couple.
That you've talked about that I didn't really have a relationship with, but that you've talked about.
All right, we'll talk about that
later.
Hold
on a second. Hold on. I'm just going to write down the name.
Oh, yeah.
He's kind of got Zach Gibson heat.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, that's a good analogy.
Oh, man. It's like, I hate this guy, but he's here, and I'm so happy because we can all make fun of him now.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's fantastic. Oh, man. So anyways, Trent Seven says, I want to fight you right now because Gibson has such a punchable face. And then Gibson leaves. I mean, in his defense, he just had a match.
He just did have a match.
He is sloppy, sweaty, wet.
Yeah, but that seems to happen pretty much instantly once he starts wrestling.
It does.
After that, we had a Kenny Williams iPhone promo. His gimmick is lucky.
Yeah.
He just wants to be lucky.
Yeah.
That's it.
He also has like sort of dollar store. What's that dude's name? Drago? The guy from like
Rocky IV?
No. The wrestler from Aerostar.
Oh yeah.
He's got like all the LEDs.
He just has a bunch of iridescent stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like he really wants to have a bunch of
probably,
LEDs.
I imagine the LEDs are expensive.
Yeah, probably.
Kenny Williams had a match against Jordan Devlin.
Oh, we love Jordan Devlin.
Yeah, Jordan Devlin's great. Kenny Williams is really good too. It was a fun match. A lot of high flying, fast paced stuff.
Sure.
Jordan Devlin picked up the win with his finisher, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's really cool.
It's like it starts with fireman's carry,
and
then he kind of throws him up, but instead of doing F5 on the tummy, he twists around on the back.
Yeah,
kind of. It's interesting. Cool. After that main event, Mark Andrews, Flash Morgan Webster, and Ashton Smith taking on the Coffee Brothers and Wolfgang. Mm-hmm. It was an entertaining 6-man tag match, but nothing about it took me by surprise per se. It was fun though.
No, I really dug this. I like this match because it was long.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, obviously they did sort of this battle of attrition type thing. Like it made sense for the faces to keep this match long and fast because the big dudes are going to get gassed.
Yeah,
and they sort of played that up where eventually they were getting whittled down, but then in the end it didn't matter because Joe Coffey gave Flash Morgan Webster a discus clothesline.
Mm-hmm.
But it was it was fun.
It was totally fun.
I'm getting a kick out of Flash Morgan Webster's in-ring style because they keep on calling it unorthodox, and it totally is because he totally does. I talked about this before. He doesn't look like a wrestler out there. He does not look like a wrestler. And so that kind of is appealing. Like he does really effective things that just are weird. But they're oddly effective. Mm-hmm. I like him. Mm-hmm. I think he's good.
Oh yeah.
I wish he'd dial down the mod.
Yeah, it's too mod.
It's too mod.
Too much mod.
Yeah.
So that was it. 4 hours of wrestling distilled into a little more than an hour of podcast.
I can watch. I honestly I'm not sure I'd want to, just because it's a lot. But I could watch if they're going to give me 2 hours of anything every week. It'd be NXT UK.
Oh, okay.
I do freaking love that stuff. I really do.
Fair enough. Let's answer a few questions. Unfortunately, we got no super chats here because our stream is down. Alex Foster, in kayfabe, why don't feuding wrestlers attack each other in public? Well, I mean, they're out in public. They can get arrested for assault.
Yeah.
But sometimes they do.
The waiver, well, they're there. We've seen that before. But the waivers they sign
don't apply to the real world, only in the ring.
Yeah.
Nathan Gibson, how soon do you think it'll take Mike Kanellis to get the title? It's going to be a little while. I think there's quite a few people in line ahead of him. Once he establishes himself in 205 Live, we'll see. It's going to be a little while.
You're probably right. I mean, right now it's firmly, that's fine. Right now it's firmly sort of Cedric Mustafa, obviously Buddy Murphy. I mean, Drew is still kind of in a position that he might be one of the next guys in line.
I think he's ahead of the line in line of Kanellis, as is Leo Rush.
Oh, I don't know about Leo Rush. I think that once he's done, I kind of think that once this because Cedric's going to beat Leo Rush next week.
No, I don't think he is.
You don't think so?
No, I think they're going to keep the Cedric losing streak thing going. That's a huge win for Leo.
Did we not? Man, did I not pay attention? We talked about the Leo Rush match, right? Boy, that was an hour ago, I guess.
Almost. P. Desperado, Bare Knuckles champion. I can't read the rest of the name. I'm sorry. It's his first question. Why doesn't WB actually name drop New Japan? They will mention when someone has won the IWGP title, but never the promotion. Too sweet, hearty handshake. Same reason for the longest time they mentioned TNA. They don't mention their competition. Because IWGP is an organizing body that awards titles, not the actual company of their name of their competition. So they probably are fine saying IWGP, but not New Japan.
Yeah, they just generally. I mean, yeah, they just generally don't do that. I mean.
Oh, hold on. Sorry, Discord Wolfpack Underboss. Is it just me or does Eddie Dennis' music and interest not match his attire? It doesn't, but his music is great because it's Dateline theme music.
I'm so glad you remembered that.
Yes. It sounds like Dateline theme music or at least background music.
Yeah, like, and then the bodies were found in a ditch. Here's Eddie Dennis.
Yep.
Dude, I can't get over that Zach Gibson, like the fake booze. Did you notice that when it was happening?
No.
We'll watch it after we're done because it is hilarious how fake they are. It is so funny.
I thought I noticed that on Raw this week that some of the boos sounded really uniform.
Yeah, that I didn't notice, but now I know what their boo track sounds like because they were obvious with it with Zach Gibson. The Real Hoss Big Rick, now that Nikki Cross showed up on SmackDown Live, what happens to her growing feud with Candice LeRae? That was one question we kind of got also. Nikki Cross showing up. Does that mean she's on SmackDown? I mean, it felt like a SmackDown debut. It felt like she's there
Sandy
now.
Was there to introduce her. Yeah, I think so. But, we've seen it a few times where someone who's on their way out of NXT is moonlighted in NXT while still being on main. I would suspect that would be the case.
I think you're right. I think she's going to wrap this business up with Candice and Quantum Leap out of there. I also noticed a bunch of wrestlers were congratulating Nikki Cross for her SmackDown debut. I don't think they would have done that if it wasn't her actual debut, if it was just like, hey, a one-time thing.
Horton, here's a new rider. Do you think people need to stop seeing NXT on the same level as Raw and SmackDown? I see NXT as AAA in baseball. Players don't come up to the major league and dominate, but they get better with time. People are setting themselves up for disappointment by thinking NXT superstar is going to be pushed to the moon as some get up to main. I don't necessarily think it's the matter of push. It's just when they do something that's completely different than what worked in NXT.
I do think that they need to stop. I do think that people need to realize that the reality is NXT, a call-up means in some degree, to a large degree, a blank slate. They're not going to continue, for the most part, they're not going to continue their story unless their story was that strong, like Asuka coming over, even if they execute it poorly. Like they referenced that, like on NXT, we cut a deal with Raw, she's going to be there. I would suggest this. It's become obvious that given that Triple H, when he made the music analogy thing, main roster is top 40 and then NXT is whatever. NXT is their version of Ring of Honor New Japan. And they think they understand that, oh, you want 5-star matches? Well, that's what our NXT is.
Yeah.
We can't do that on main roster because there's no time to schedule these matches out, to plan these matches out.
Yeah.
But we still have the best wrestling on the planet. It's on our takeover shows.
Mm-hmm.
That's the function under the WWE umbrella of that is to give us the art house films.
Yeah.
The stuff that's going to win awards.
I'm happy you said that because this next two questions really dovetail with
Go
that.
ahead.
Penultimate Tommy Wiseau. Werner Herzog ate his shoe and his prediction about Gates of Heaven was wrong. Did you ever hear about that?
That sounds familiar.
Wasn't the bet he had with Errol Morris? Isn't that the deal? Or is that a different bet?
Oh, man, I don't know.
Werner Herzog is a fascinating individual.
He is.
Would you ever do that for, great YouTube content?
Would I ever eat a shoe?
Is the shoe made out of licorice?
Oh, that'd be good. A whole shoe of licorice?
Then yes, I would.
Like, I like Twizzlers. You like Twizzlers?
Yeah.
Man, those are so good.
They're good.
I might go to the friggin' movies.
Better than
weekend
Red
just to
Vine.
get some licorice. I might stop and get some licorice today on the way home.
There you go. And also, Greg Morris named 4 movie characters that would be in the Undisputed Era.
I mean, isn't Adam Cole's whole shtick Tom Cruise from Risky Business?
Yeah, kind of.
So I would say sort of like, or bartender from Cocktail.
I'd say more Risky Business.
Okay.
I was trying to think of...
isn't Ferris Bueller from Undisputed Era? I think he grows up to be in the Undisputed Era.
Maybe.
No?
Maybe. I don't really see Ferris Bueller being a fighter. He talks his way out of fights.
Oh, I'm not looking at fighters. I'm looking
okay.
at personalities.
Dirk Diggler.
I don't know, man. They might laugh him off because he's kind of a dullard, and the Undisputed Era aren't really dullards. That's not bad.
I wouldn't say Dirk Diggler is a dullard. He's naive.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Dirk Diggler can be an Undisputed Era. Boy, that's a good question.
It is a good question.
What about Spicoli from Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
He's too busy getting high, man.
What about Will Hunting? It's too much of a nerd, huh?
Yeah, we need someone who's smart but likes to fight. Or is cool fighting, at least. Doesn't mind a fight.
Well, I mean, isn't Patrick Swayze from Roadhouse? Would he
Oh,
be
yeah,
Undisputed
there you
Era?
go. There you go,
He's kind of a loner, though. He's too much of a tough.
Doesn't matter.
No?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Johnny from Karate Kid.
Oh, yeah.
Or Kreese.
Yeah. No, Johnny, that's good.
Johnny.
That's good. That's really good. That's the best answer yet. Kyle Steven and Kayfabe had Dakota Kai wrestle in the United Kingdom and U.S. in one day.
It's a mess, dude.
And then realized he missed post-show, I can't read the rest of the name because it's cut off, Rawgate. That's the answer.
It's a mess.
Rawgate.
Yeah, it is. Rawgate.
That is the answer.
Tim Spulak, if you two were in charge of NXT US, what would you change?
Not a lot.
You would just change the graphics to the latest takeover.
Oh, yeah. Change them back to the old takeover graphics. Those were perfect.
All right, we'll end with this. James Fletcher, Undertaker's first day working at Burger King. All right. I'm reaching my twilight years, but I want to keep busy. Michelle shoved me out of the house, so I filled out an application for the Burger King. I figure if I'm going to work for any burger joint, it's going to be the King's, because he's top. I'm not working for some clown.
Excuse me, sir.
How can I help you?
I would like 2 Whoppers, a large fry, and a medium iced tea, please.
My God, son, your heart's going to explode if you order all that shit. Get out of here and go vegan. I've got a garden where we grow tofu. It's amazing. What is tofu anyway?
Soybeans.
Nice. It's so I can totally do that. Anyways.
Tofu grows on trees. That'd be funny.
Oh, that's it for the show. Thanks so much, everybody, tuning in. For those who joined us initially for the live stream, so sorry.
Yeah.
We're probably not going to be able to go live tomorrow either because we've been told there might be internet stuff then.
Yeah, we'll hopefully we'll know tomorrow, hopefully.
Yeah. Anyways, that's it for the show. Thanks so much for tuning in. Until next time, talk to you guys later.
Goodbye.